What's going on, folks? Welcome back to the channel. Once again, another Call of Duty free episode coming your way. Today we are going to discuss Control. Now, this is a game that I got turned on to a little while ago by a buddy of mine. I ain't sure how you picked up on it, Brian.
You.
Oh, it was me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I told him about it.
Yeah.
This is a game by Remedy. Remedy has done several games, but the one that supposedly I'll follow in this world is Quantum Break, Alan Wake, and Control. They're apparently all wrapped up in the same universe. I don't know if you've played either of those two games yet.
I have.
Alan Wake, any of y'all that's played it or haven't played it, is very weird like this. You're not at the Bureau of Federal Control or whatever it's called in this game and all that, but it's still this mind-trippy, alternate, extra-dimensional thing. And a buddy of mine, Dustin, who's really into Control and those games I previously mentioned, he says that they all tie in. But that's kind of my ramblings about it. I've played this quite extensively. He's newer, so I'm curious to see his opinion of what he thinks about it.
I love it. It's third-person shooter, but it goes way deeper than that. It's got the dark, creepy, unknown X-Files thing going on, but
I think they call it the Hiss.
yeah, the Hiss,
like that.
and that's the Force, the evil thing, whatever in there. But it's kind of like X-Files and Twin Peaks had a video game baby.
Right.
It's really the unknown supernatural stuff. I really like the melee. The whole combat thing, the melee, the push.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah, it's real weird because it's almost like he's saying, if you had Twin Peaks, X-Files, and Outer Limits and Twilight Zone all come together, you've got this game. But the crazy thing about this game, when you really get to playing it, it's fundamentally a third-person shooter with almost like force powers, like you would see in Star Wars and such. You can grab stuff, pick it up, hurl it at folks. It seems gimmicky when you just kind of describe it, but picking up stuff and hurling at these folks is way more important than you might ever realize.
So good and so cool. Some kind of force you use with your hand, you pick up the object with your mind or whatever, and then launch it. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's cool because like in the game you're on these different astral planes, and I can't even honestly describe it because I still don't fully know what it is and why it is. The basic sense is this is where we kind of messed up. We didn't even describe the game. Really, when it comes on and you start, you're looking for your brother. You're Jesse, you're a detective or used to work for this bureau. I can't remember if you're FBI or what. But anyway, you're looking for your brother, and his last known whereabouts are in this compound. It's the Federal Bureau of Control, I think is what it's called. Anyway, that's where she starts getting into this craziness. They're on the other astral plane that exists there. And it's really weird because the one common denominator she always comes back to within the game looking for help and all that is the janitor.
Yeah.
Audie, I think is his name.
Creepy janitor.
Right. But the weird thing about it is, if you don't remember, the first time you play the game, when you start, there's a picture of Audie hanging on the wall right in front of the front door. Now, if he didn't have such a pivotal part in this story, the overall craziness of the lore, why are they memorializing him on the wall? So I don't know if it's making any more sense to you as far as the grand scheme of it, of where you're at right now, but to me, I could never fully grasp of why, when, where, what I'm doing.
Yeah, I don't think so. It's kind of that unknown that I mentioned earlier, that's throughout the whole game. I feel like there's something there, but I can't completely grasp it.
Right.
But the puzzle, the astral plane that you mentioned, when you go to those sections, it's got a real puzzle aspect to it. It's just a nice breakaway from the storyline. It's kind of like a side mission, and you kind of learn as you go. Sometimes the astral plane feels like a tutorial,
Right.
but it's got the puzzle aspect. It's just a nice little side mission kind of thing to kind of little breakaway for a minute.
Yeah, because, I mean, like what he's saying, you'll be in the throes of combat, and then you'll be thrust into this little objects of power is what they call them.
Yeah.
And the object of power might be a telephone. It might be a rocking horse. But anyway, when you get to the object of power, it transforms your weapon. And your weapon... It's so hard to explain, folks, because your weapon itself is part of the astral plane. You know, you don't run out of ammo with it, but you have to let ammo replenish in it. So you use it up, your shots are up, then the gauge has to refill in order for you to start shooting again. But you can go through different modes in which that weapon is. I can't remember what button changes it, but I mean, to put it in layman's words, it kind of goes from a standard pistol to kind of a shotgunny type thing to an assault rifle type thing. But it's crazy as all hell.
It really is crazy. I don't understand the long game of the story, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like, it's so fun to play.
Yeah. Yeah.
And those supernatural aspects kind of what got me.
Yeah.
Like, that's it's just really creepy and cool.
Yeah, because I think even on my notes, I don't really... I mean, as deep as the game is, because it is very deep. There's a story that goes on and on and on. There's all these rifts in time that you're fighting themselves, little fuzzballs from hell. It's super cool, and it's super worth a pickup. This game is dirt cheap nowadays. I've got the Ultimate Edition. It's got all the DLC on it, everything. I've had it over a year now, and I don't even think by the time I got this it was much of nothing. I know it was well under $30, but you're seeing more and more PS5s popping up in pawn shops now, more and more of them popping up in resale shops, all that. So I know a lot of folks are looking for stuff to buy on it. This is kind of a side note. Do not negate PS4 games because you have a 5 now.
Yeah.
There is a back catalog from hell on the PS4 that's worth playing. And the PS5, like, he just got one, and he's doing the same thing. He's buying more PS4 games than he has 5. They're just... There's a bunch, but nothing really showcasing the system yet.
Yeah, and as far as the Control game goes, he's got the Ultimate Edition. I have the Standard Edition. PS4, no upgrades for the PS5, and it still looks fabulous.
Right.
So don't bypass it.
Yeah, it's a killer game. I mean, we highly encourage you guys to check it out. Kind of cut us a little bit of slack with these vids for the next few because we're still trying to get used to working with one another and getting our banter going and stuff. I've shot these alone for so long now. It's just getting the flow worked out right. We're going to stumble over a little bit, but bear with us. But anyway, you got anything else you want to say about it?
That's about it, man. I absolutely love it. Yeah, I would suggest it to anybody that's into games, period. It's just, especially if you're into Supernatural, X-Files, Twin Peaks, kind of that creepy unknown thing going on, that underlying, you don't really know what's going on, but it's still fun. Man, go get the game. It's great.
Right.
And I'm not a big third-person shooter guy. I kind of suck at it. And it makes me want to get better at it because I got to get to the next story or the next part and see what's going to happen next because it just sucks you in.
Well, one thing about it to keep in mind, though, when you get it, this game is fast. She moves quick. Jesse, your main character, before you know it, you're on top of a desk. I mean, you're all over the place. And the very, very beginning of it can be kind of challenging because when you run across some enemies, you don't know how to kill them. It's weird with the ammo. You're so fast, you can't... Trust me, you'll see what I'm saying if y'all get the game. But if you're patient with it and give it a second, it'll slow down and you can get with the pacing of it. Well, needless to say, that's all we got to say about that one. Remember, don't listen to Garth Brooks.
Ever.
Yeah, don't be part of the problem. That's what's happened to country music over the years. All right, you guys have a good one. Later.